as a result. If you go through the security report, some of which are classified, the number of bombings that the security sector has managed to thwart, it will be mind-boggling. So whereas we castigate the government on this, on the other hand, we also have to praise them. And you know, all this could not have happened without somebody like Nurdin Haji putting his ears on the ground to, see what goes on in our country. So it is wrong to do abduction, and I think as ODM party we've come out boldly. And none other than the party leader has castigated the president in front of the public in Homa Bay and told him this must stop. So ODM as a party has played its cardinal responsibility, which is oversight, and we have done it quite boldly. There is this issue. You asked, is the government functioning? Well, it depends on the direction where you sit. The president is right now in the western part of Kenya, commissioning projects and doing all manner of things over there. But it pains my heart that for the first time, the sugarcane farmers are getting bonuses. And it is only 150 million expended to Mumia's sugar farmers. 150 million. And you can see the noises, including from the immediate neighbor on my right. And it is only 150 million. When the same bonuses are being extended to coffee farmers and macadamia farmers in central Kenya, no one speaks. So what is wrong when sugarcane farmers are getting what they have already gotten over the years? You have heard even, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka yesterday, the Wiper Party leader, also fighting the same issue, asking the president, where did you get 150 million to pay sugarcane farmers? It is not where the money comes from, because I think Kalonzo has been in government long enough to know that even government departments such as Ministry of Agriculture have savings. You put a budget, the budget is given to you, you realize that there are savings coming out of it. And that saving you can put it into a project unilaterally done actually by the principal secretary, who is the accounting officer. So it is not about money going into sugarcane farmers. It is a consistent war, an economic sabotage that has always been perpetrated by people who are anti any development going to Western Kenya. And we will call them out. Now, President Uhuru, the other day, came out and told Gen Zs, keep on. We are behind you. That's not a very good statement. When the Gen Zs came out to protest in the month of May, June, and part of July, we were asking ourselves, who is behind these people? Then one comes out to say, we are behind you. The person we've been looking for came out and said, I am the one that is behind all these kids. Now, we are not going to allow our children to be subjected to issues that create bodily harm and death to them. We saw what happened. Now, on the same NIS issue, before the Gen Zs came into Parliament, and I was there in Parliament, we already knew because we had gotten a tip from the security agencies.
So you knew they were coming?
Oh, we knew, and they didn't find us anyway. Assuming they found members of Parliament in the chambers, and indeed they came into the chambers, you can only imagine the number of deaths. And they had crude weapons with them. So give Caesar what belongs to Caesar. They gave us the tip. We left. Some of our members went to eat, and that is where some were found, but then they dashed to the tunnel. But give the government what is due to it. They did such a marvelous job. And I'm trying to wrap my head around the by-elections that could have ensued, even without IEBC. So,
many people would take offense with that statement when you say that the government did a marvelous job.
Oh, they did.
Quite a number of young people were shot in broad daylight.
Well, I don't want to split hairs. They came into Parliament where I was. Okay? So I can only talk about the invasion of parliament. And I'm saying the security agencies gave us tips and we dashed out. If they found us in that chamber, 349 members would be dead. And that is not a by-election. I don't know how to call it. So they did a good job on that. On the deaths and abductions, I have castigated this government and I will always continue to do so. So we have to really separate issues here.
Right. So now, a marvelous job, Trevor, a marvelous job means a tip where this member of parliament was tipped and escaped. But it's not a marvelous job when we see people being shot on the street, young people being shot on the street. Yeah. We see the abduction.
That can never be a marvelous job.
No, the motor vehicles.
That's what he said.
The motor vehicles are identified. Yeah. There are number plates. You can easily trace who is the owner of that vehicle, who was driving that vehicle at that time. So is that also not a marvelous job?
I think we should distinguish between. Let me finish by saying
we should distinguish between
ODM party. Sorry, Bwana Sige. ODM party donated our experts to this presidency. For this
we'll come to that in a bit. Let's wind up on this.
No, it was a question on whether the government is functioning. And I can only talk about people that we have donated to them. And remember also, and we have to really be. We have to be very objective on certain things. When an opportunity presented itself for 5 individuals to be given to the government from my party, you look at the ethnic diversity that the Prime Minister employed. 1 Soba, who is Bantu, 1 Luo, 1 Turkana, 1 from the coast, and 1 from Western Kenya. Wow. Uhuru Kenyatta got the same opportunity 10 days after meeting with President Ruto. Where did he go? 1 ethnic community. I mean, let's be objective, even when we are discussing matters of the public. But because these are people I've worked with, and I sit in the National Executive Committee of ODM Party, all of them, the 5 that went into government, came from that same organ. There are people I've worked with. I know their passion for this country. I know their capabilities and what they are able to turn around in President Ruto's government. I can assure you, those 5, I can't vouch for the 3 from, Uhuru Kenyatta's backyard or the Ruto's backyard. I don't know them. But on this, 5 from ODM, watch. Watch this page.
And that's where the failure of opposition
turn it around.
I want us to wind up on this conversation of abductions and whether the government is functioning or not so that we get into the campaign mode. But Dr. Juang, you had mentioned something about when Muturi gave a statement, you were wondering where the son was. It's now clear that the son wrote his statement first. Muturi was invited by the DCI to come and write a statement. But also, that narrative of how come the son isn't speaking is the one thing that has been heard several times across board. But do you cease to be your father's son just because you're old? Are you no longer your father's son?